You don't make room for them. You get too tight with the eye. If you're not present enough, presence infers that you're opening to them. They will naturally balance and mix up a particular package. Okay. Ha. So where are we? Recognizing there are energies, opening to those energies. So if you get a little bit warmer here, oh, okay, that's the energies. As they move around, you might get a little warmer. Your cold hands might get warmer. Uh, if if you're being pushed a little bit, even physically, or you start to spin your thinking, oh, it's the energies. Of course, your mind, eye might spin a bit more. But as you settle and easy, they will balance out and they won't push. They'll mix. They'll mix up a better you. Okay. So pushing, spinning you off. People call it anxiety. Oh, let's see what the paper had to say today. Yeah. Okay. Psychological effects of life under quarantine includes anxiety, confusion, insomnia, anger, and post-traumatic stress. To me, those are all energy reaction things. Okay. More energy, if you don't know it's there, I'm getting anxious. I'm getting angry. I'm being pushed by power. Okay. Moving on. There's a larger kind of existential question about how much power do we really have if this uh, uh, corona that we can't even see is causing our whole world to go amok. Uh, Bobby doesn't have much power. As I easy and open, I change my identity to a better level. I call him Robert. As I easy and open, it mixes up a better level. I call him Nadeau. Then there's Sensei. Then there's whoever. Okay. So of course I don't have any power, right? That's a starting place, and it's a true fact. Okay, what else we got here? Aha. Grounding yourself is one method of coping. We've covered grounding a bit. When you have a certain ground, it helps establish kind of like this. It helps establish this place with these energies and this character. So grounding is very useful to get that kind of setup. Okay. Ah. With anxiety, you think the worst of a situation. You get negative, more energies are coming, and it gets worse. We refer to those as negative thoughts or distorted thoughts. It's helpful to have self awareness and mindfulness, the new age word, right? Mindfulness. Uh, so you're relaxing before you put yourself in a context that may trigger your anxiety. What he's saying here is if you open up your system knowing you're going to enter a pressure situation where there's going to be more energies, you're already open, you're prepared for them. So when they come in, they mix up properly. They don't push you and make you more anxious or have you overreact or screw up. You're prepping yourself before you get involved, settling and opening, making room for the energy. So when you walk into a situation and the energies come in strong, you're allowing them properly. They'll balance fast. Oh, since it said it gets so fast after a while, it's instantaneous. Okay. And he was talking about some big energies. Okay. Enough on the paper. Where are we? Give me 2 on that. Okay. So present, here and now, a good base. Energies mix up around, and the energies are mixing up, in this case, body, mixing up a better level body. Okay. So to make faces, uh, this tight Bobby who's not sure and a little bitchy or whatever. Easy, easy. And the energies mix up somebody who's not so bitchy. As you continue, really not bitchy, you don't even remember being bitchy. It's so far in the past, so to speak. Okay. Where are we? Doorway. Okay. Now, today, our doorway, I borrowed this from something Katya, going through some yogic stuff, and I happen to see it. Uh, Doorway is not a drive-through. I kind of thought that was cute. Doorway is to some inner, finer workings. It's not a drive-through. I thought that was cute. Uh, More like a doorway to Disneyland. And we should have some fun there. Easy. Doorway to an inner world of Disneyland. Sometimes if we use, I may have called this, did I call this a temple last week? We have to be a little careful. Some people could be a spiritual negative type. I'm a sinner. And you want me to go in for more inner work at the temple? All they're going to tell me is I'm really, really a sinner. I'm really, really bad. Okay. So let's have some fun. This is natural. This is normal. Don't give me that, uh, I'm sorry, Christian potential, whatever religion potential. Uh, don't lay that trip on yourself. Okay. Uh, so, improper spiritual sense can be limiting and negative. I'm a sinner, right? Easy, easy. Okay. Now, ah, we're going to change pictures too. Blank, one more turn. Okay. We had a Martian model for this picture. Center. Center is inner, finer work. It's already there, but to get the game going, I kind of like make believe it. I say it's there, but I'm not feeling anything at first. I'm not sensing anything at first, but I got to start the game. Okay. Um, Not an idea out there. This inner center is here, not an idea about it. When I begin to play with it, I have to be careful. I'm not out here with an awareness about it. Okay. So, aware of is a bummer. The actual best you can experience, a sense experience. Okay. So, starting, we're here, sort of squared away, sort of proper, sort of grounded, sort of balanced, sort of easy. Okay, now within that structure, inner, there is a center. There is a center. I started off, my style is to start it off with a piece of wood, like a piece of a Joe stick, broomstick. Okay, that big. So there's a piece of wood here. I start off. You can start off with whatever you want to make up there, just to start the game going. Okay, boom. What do I notice? Notice, feel. It feels kind of straight. If I hang out just with that, I also notice the body is starting to straighten up because of that center. Okay. Because there's a center here, what's your sense feeling of the center? Is yours wood or is yours something else? And second question, because there's that piece of wood there, is it affecting the body? Again, feeling a little straighter. I feel a little bit wider. This is easy to do. I feel a little bit wider. So straighter and wider. I feel a little sense of deepening or settling is coming up. I kind of feel it in the background. It feels something here feels like wants to go a little bit lower. Okay, that's mine. What's yours? I started with a piece of wood. What did you start with? And even though it's early in the game, because of that, did the body respond any? Okay, and how did it respond? I got straighter, I got wider, and a vague feeling of settling down a bit more. Okay. Continuing. Easy. Inner work. Inner work. The center, as I open some more, be easy the eyes some more. The center that's there shows let's call it its next level. Okay. Its next dimension. Next dimension. The center that's there. Okay, now I'm going to use mine. Yours I want yours to be whatever they are. Don't necessarily follow mine. At first to get started, maybe, but then catch your own texture of center. Okay, easy. As I move into the next level, inner sensing. Okay, feels a little bit bigger. Okay, my first one was like that. This one feels, well, more like that. Okay, it feels a little wider, thicker, rounder. The diameter has improved. There we go. The diameter has improved. What's the texture of it? Mine is not wood anymore. It feels lightly metallic. Sense feel, image experience. Feels a little more metallic. Feels a little firmer. Not that the wood was wishy-washy, but this has a little thicker, firmer. Okay. Now there's activity in it. I want to say it's alive. Let's not use the word energy here. This unit, this center, is a whole different unit than the energies of the body that makes up a better body. I call those energies. Let's not call this activity in this center energies. Give me a moment. Ah, so I don't want you to get confused between the energies of the body, the energies of the world realm you're in. We'll get confused that everything is energy. It'll be a mess. Okay? This center itself is alive with itself. This center is very personal. That's why I'm pushing you to pick up your own texture and your own activity. I'll say mine to give you an idea. I might call in a few shills later to hear how they're experiencing, just to give you a few different examples. So mine right now is a little thicker, metallic. Okay, now the aliveness within that, I can't tell yet. A vague sense that maybe it's pulsing up and down. Yeah, it feels a bit like boom, 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 boom. There's a little pulse. Is it air pulsing? I don't know, but just a pulse, okay? Now, because of that center, experience best you can, play the game. Because of that center and the aliveness of that center, okay? We'll hang out there for few moments. Because of that, now the body forms, because of this, the body forms a bit better because this center is a bit better. Better center, better the energies of the body mix up. Okay, fuller body. And how has the body been affected by that second center level of center? A little fuller. Sort of an inner. This is easy to do. That's easy. I want to do that. So my body is being affected by that center. Okay. So texture of your center, the activity within the center, the aliveness within the center, and hanging out there for a bit. Now, what's the effect on the body? Better the center, better the body. Again, I feel a little fuller even through my limbs, a little thicker. My thicker, by the way, is not an outward, it's an inner thicker. Inner thicker. Might show outwardly, but it's an inner thicker. What else? Center, body, center to the body, body to the center. Center. That's about it. Just a little bit fuller. Legs are feeling the same as my arms. Just a little thicker, little bit more distinct, fuller. Okay, take a pause. Where are we? Okay. Okay, let's take a little pause there. Energy's coming in. Okay. Let me go back. Let's take a break from this centering. We're talking about the energies moving through. I caught that. My first catch on that I recall was when I was training dogs. I was in the dog business for a while. And I saw some dogs were antsy with themselves. So what I would do with them virtually the first day, that antsy kind of dog, I'd put them on a long down stay for like 20 minutes, I recall. And when I saw them laying there starting to get antsy and I knew they were ready to stand any moment, I'd say, no, you live with your own energy, dog. And after a while, they just learn to be okay with their own energy restlessness. And then next day later on, then we'd go into training. I wasn't trying to train them if they were uptight, anxious. It was a waste of my time. So long down, live with your own shit, we might say. It's just energy. It's okay. But you're used to running around. It's easy. It's okay. Learn how to live with it. So I told that to the dogs. I'm telling that to you. Okay. Another story. You like stories? Another story. My family never did know what I was up to. Uh, if anyone asked, they say, "Oh, he teaches judo or something." They talk about meditation, energy awareness, the Esalen years. But one day, my sister, who had a small ranchette up in the hills, she had a few cows. She was trying to figure out what I do, and she said, I want to understand what you do a bit. See that herd crossed away, and her neighbor crossed away had a herd, I don't know, 10 to 15 head of cattle. And she said, cows. And she said, one of those is the family pet. Can you tell me which one's the family pet? And there's, as I say, about 15 of them out there. And I looked at them, and one of them looked like it was saying, I'm a cow, and I'm happy being a cow. I'm cow. And the others, to use a reincarnation format, were saying, "Oh God, I wish I was a zebra again. I miss being a zebra." They weren't in. We'd say in the human language, "Be in your own skin." They weren't in their own skins. Another cow over here. I used to be a raccoon. Boy, I miss being a raccoon. It's like, no, man, you're a cow now. So anyway, this one cow was just, I'm a cow, and I love being a cow. And I pointed it out to her, and she said, "Damn, you're right. That is the family pet." So how I look at that cow is how I'd like to see people be more comfortable and present with themselves. Now, what will help is that the center is recognized and experienced for what it really is. We can mix up a better body, uh, but sometimes people aren't home. They reject, they won't accept this is them. So it's a very personal, keep that word in mind here. Center is the personal aspect of this. It's personal. That's why I'm asking you again to have your own texture of center. And as you start to show more, as we get into it more and more and more, uh, your own texture, the aliveness of it. I want to hear your sense of the aliveness of it. Don't try to follow mine, except in the beginning to help you along. But once you start to get a sense of your own center, I want to hear your form. It's very important. This is you, this is yourself. Very personal. Okay. So let's continue now. Easy. Double checking a moment for presence. Squared awayness, if you would. First picture at the doorway, grounded a bit. Okay. Now, again, back to center. Easy interior work and inner sensing. Okay, we had a second pipeline. Okay, easy, easy. Second one, easy and open. Should be a third level there. Easy. At first moment, you may not know what it is. Of course, it hasn't shown itself or hasn't clicked. It's there, but we got to clear the bullshit that interferes with it showing. It's kind of like a fog. I used to present it because we hang out a lot in San Francisco. They'd get a heavy fog. You can't see the bridge, but we would know there's a bridge there. We just have to wait for the fog to dissipate. And then the bridge that was there would be there showing itself grandly. Little similar. If you run into fog, don't panic. There is a center there. Easy. Third level center. Inner sensing, inner imagery. Careful of the word imagery. I don't mean for you to go up there and image. Inner sense of imagery, inner sense. Third level. Hello, I know you're there. Show yourself. I'm doing the best I can to open and allow you to step on stage, so to speak. Easy. Okay. For me, this one is a little deeper, taller. How deep? If I had to guess, I'd say about that deep. How tall? Around the top of the head here, maybe. Okay. Easy. What's the texture? What's the texture of the center? Still feels metallic. Is it the same as the second one? I'm asking it. Yeah, it feels a little bit finer. As I pursue it, it seems to be a little wider. It's a better quality material. That's all I can do. It's a better quality material. Maybe it's smoother, but it's a better quality. I wouldn't be afraid to run my hands up and down it. I wouldn't get any slivers. Okay, I hang out with it for a bit. Sense, feeling, sense, feeling. Okay, What's the aliveness of it? Is there activity in there? What's the aliveness of it? Number two, I had an up and down pulsation. Level three, next, up and down pulsation. Next, very definite up and down. At first, it feels like a breathing machine. I can almost hear it make that sound. Oh, oh, it feels like I'm watching a movie about a hospital setup or something. Something. And anything else about the aliveness? Okay, here comes something. It's saying something like, I am like the breath in that I give life, life-giving. Okay, so it's kind of like the breath in that it's kind of life-giving. That's my sense. That's what I sensed, heard. That's what I sensed, experienced. That's what I sensed, saw. Okay, don't come up here. Let me think about it. What does he want me to say? What can I imagine? Don't go there. It's here. It's here. This is critical. I aware turns and looks. Well, for one thing, you're missing the experience, the actual of it. And you'll think you're doing it and you'll think you understand because you're looking at it. Okay. But what you're seeing is a kind of a copy. This is the actual. Anything that comes around here and looks at itself is a copy. Okay. So I mentioned to people the story I use there. It's like a great painting. Then they make copies of it. You can buy the copy for 20, 30, 50, 100 bucks. The original is 3 million or whatever. A copy has less value or no value. Okay. So this is the original, this inner sense feeling, this inner sense, inner imagining, inner listening. Okay. Where are we? There. Turn the page. Okay, let me double check my notes here. Okay, personal and alive. Okay. Okay. So this unit is alive. This unit is very personal. Okay. It's like the beginning of you here. Okay. Eventually, this unit will probably become a truer self, and that'll be, as an experience, very clear. But we start with just the beginnings of it. This unit has its own, I want to say energy. Nah, it's alive itself as a separate unit. These are the energies that makes up the body. They should be closer to the body, but you get the idea. So there are energies that are mixing up and down through the body. Be clear that those energies are fine. Those are energies. This inner thing that's alive is aliveness, let's call it for a while. Aliveness. Okay. This is very important, Sensei. Talk about it. The word he liked was in English, vitality. That this is vital. It has its own vitality. Okay, is that clear enough? Let me check with my shills. How do we do this? A couple of examples about your experience of center heretofore up to this point.
Sensei, are you asking people to
Yes.
tell that
You got my shills. You got my shills out there.
So if anybody would like to respond to Sensei, please unmute your mic and speak.
We're at level 3.
So-
Either what was 1, 2, 3 pattern, or what's your 3?
I have one that was kind of new for me. This is Amy.
Okay, a new one for Amy.
A
Go
new
ahead.
one was it's smooth. It feels like kind of a soft metal, and it's hollow, thick-walled but hollow, and it resonates.
Okay,
Like an up and down, but there's a resonating inside.
resonance. Okay, so she's getting a smooth. Of course, it's hollow because there's aliveness in it. That's how we're setting this up.
Mhm.
And hers resonates.
Mhm.
Okay, hers resonates. So yeah, mine breathe. Hers resonates. It has a particular sound to it, I would surmise, right, Amy?
Yeah, it's more it's vibrational. Like I feel it more than I hear it in this case.
Okay, she says it's vibrational and she feels it more than hears it. Okay. And by the way, just if you want, you can also pick up hearing. Okay, I feel it. I feel it. What does it sound like? And it may be blank for a minute. I feel it. I feel it. Vibrate. What kind of sound is it making? So you have the ability of shifting, not styles, shifting different kinds of awareness.
Okay.
I hear it. I feel it. I see it. It makes this sound, whatever. Anyway, you can change. Just ask the question and be open, and you can pick that up pretty quick. It'll increase your capabilities of funning around in here.
Hi.
Somebody else? One more?
This is Bob.
Hi,
Bob.
Bob. No. Hey.
I started out with that kind of half Joe that you had.
Okay, started with the half Joe.
Then the second one was like a glass barbershop pole, where it's kind of spiraling up and down.
Okay.
The third one was kind of a mesh, and I got the same thing you did about it breathing. It was open to inflows and outflows, but it was breathing itself.
Okay, open to inflows and outflows, breathing itself and spiraling.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So remember, Aikido people that have worked with me, we often talk about energies in a straight form, but at a better level, the energies will show they spiral. So Bob's a little more, Noah is a little more advanced there. So he's picking up, oh, it's spiraling in and out. Okay. Right. So that's a pattern generally straight. Then after a bit, it'll show it spirals. Okay. Aikido is a very spirally art, but you have to get at that dimension for that to be natural. Otherwise, you're making up how to spiral. And I'm doing a spiral. And from a teacher's viewpoint, I'm sorry, you look like shit. Okay. But at its proper level, at a certain level, where its third level center, it naturally spirals. If not, it will do it at fourth level, but soon. Okay, thank you, people. Okay, so yours are yours. It's very personal. Okay, if yours is solid and somebody else's is humming, nothing's wrong. Okay, if there's a humming, it's probably because they're more of a singer. You're more of a steadfast person. It'll vary as to who you really are. It'll then attract the energies. The better this, the better that. This is truer self. It's very personal. And the energies will come in easily and quickly because they're energies of you. Am I saying that okay? Close enough. Okay, you're not calling in something foreign to be a person you're not. When you're better you, the energies around are mixing up a proper better you. Okay, rested, All right, let's go at it one more time. We did 3. And now watch out for starting from memory. Settle down, do quickly. The first page, the doorway, the grounded, here. And if you feel like, yeah, I feel sort of squared away. Okay, then inner, we had 1, we had 2, easy. Touching on the 3rd one, pipe, smoother, strong inhale, exhale. Okay, easy. Open up a little bit more from next. Next infers a finer dimension of center. And it could be blank or empty, or you don't know. Of course you don't know. You're still in 3 or someplace. You're not yet fully in 4. But wait, the fog will clear. Easy, easy. Level 4. Level 4. There is a center, easy. Level 4. Okay. Now, my level 4 is deeper. Before it stopped around here, it's down around there. And height above the head, about here. Okay, easy. Level 4, easy. Let level 4 show itself. Level 4. Inner center, level 4. I get a sense it's very strong. I just start to feel that strength. I don't know the texture yet, but that was a very strong feeling of strength. Okay, but let it show. Don't make up stories. Let it show. Center, level 4. Okay. It's saying, it's kind of, I get a quick storyline. It's showing like a nice pipe that has a good cement base. Like if I were to swing around that pipe, it would sustain me. It wouldn't topple over. And I did notice it's pointing out its own base. So this 4th pipeline showing a supportive base. And then I realized I didn't say that word supportive by accident. I'm really beginning to feel it now. At center. Okay. Good ground. Sense of supportive, strong. And what's the inner aliveness of it? What's the inner aliveness of it? At first, I don't know. Easy, inner aliveness. I think you have an inner aliveness. Could you show yourself? Okay, mine is starting to double helix, double spiral. Spirals up, spirals back down. Touches that base and then spirals up, spirals down. And in that aliveness of it, beating that way. Oh. And the body around it. That's not clear. I'll go back to this again. Inner, spiraling down to a base, spiraling up, spiraling down. Now I can be aware of it. I can shift over here to look at that thing. No, inner sense experiential. Do not come out here and know about it. If you experience it, you'll know, whatever the right word is here, you'll know about it, but don't come over here to know. Don't be a damn intellectual. Be an experiencer, okay? I think we call that pedagogic. You know a lot, you can talk about it a lot, but you ain't got the experience. You're a book learner. Okay, story time. At Esalen, especially, people used to come up to me. This happened quite a lot, more than once, and say, "Oh, you must have read that book." And I'd say, "No." Say, "Whoa, interesting, because you're kind of voicing the same words or the same sense." And somebody else would come up, "Oh, you must have read that book, a different book." No, because at that time I made an effort not to read anything because I didn't want to be confused by outer sources, because I was really catching inner experiential knowledge. So this happened over and over again with different books that I never read. Okay. And sometimes the people were dumbfounded or thought I was lying, because unfortunately people think you learn by reading somebody else's stuff. Yeah, there's a bit to be gained by that. Okay. But the inner experience of it is true knowledge. Sensei story. He liked Shinto. He liked the Kojiki. He's Japanese. He liked Shinto. He liked the Kojiki, but he said the difference between me and Kojiki experts, those people who studied Kojiki, for those who are not Japanese or Aikido, Kojiki is the old stories, the ancient tales of Japan. Close enough, okay? And in there's a lot about how the universe works, if you know how to research it. But he said the experts read it and study it. He said, I experienced it. He said, that's what makes me different. And he added, and that's why when I talk about the Kojiki, some experts don't understand me, because he experienced it. And in the experience, you're getting at the true knowledge. Reading about it, again, could become secondary, and you get caught up in, I know, I'm up here knowing, where we want inner experience for everything. Did I say that? Okay. Oh, another, to follow that story up. There was a Kojiki expert in the dojo in Japan. And when Sensei saw him, the Kojiki expert guy. And Sensei started to expound on the Kojiki for 15 minutes or whatever. Then he left the dojo. And the Kojiki expert said, I didn't know what the hell he was talking about at all. Sensei experience voiced the Kojiki different than this guy who was an expert about it. I would trust Sensei's inner experience of it. Okay. Where are we? Okay. So the better the center, it's already there and it will show, but we have to do a little something to aid it in showing. Okay. Settle, easy, open. Don't interfere with your negative mind or making up stories and going off there. So we can assist this. So there's a few tricks of the trade. As this gets better, the energies that mix up the better body, okay, that's natural. Better center, better energies mixing in a balanced way. We could also go at it vice versa. If you're not sure about the center, you do some balance work. I don't know, left and right. Whatever. Okay. Story. In my house in Mountain View, we had a long kitchen, and I had this little thing. I'd walk forward 5 steps or so, then I'd walk backwards 5 steps. And at first, the backward one was a little awkward, but after a few minutes, the forward walk and the backward walk wasn't too bad. They were not perfectly even, but better even. At which time, suddenly there'd be a center there. So just back and forth, and the center would show. I was kind of amazed. That's interesting. I walk back and forth, and the center shows. It'd take a few minutes. Again, in those days, I was probably pretty fast, but there it was. It would just show. So balance, center shows. So if you're not sure about center, you can play with balance. Better the balance makes it easier for the center to show. Okay, so you can reverse, vice versa. Yeah. Okay. Now, the balance of energy, balance of body energies, better body, that piece there, okay, that whole thing, I want to give him a name. Well, we know Bobby Robert Nadeau, but its name is character. It's a character, and you are your own character. If we mix you up right, if we mix Tisha Bell up right, he's a musician amongst things. Okay? If we mix me up right, at first I'm a very good warrior. Tisha's more than a musician. I'm more than a warrior, but that's one of our first majors. Okay? As we continue, there's more going on than just warrior. Let's see. So that's why your core, your center, alive, starting to show itself, attracts those energies. You're going to be a better character, you. Okay. If you're not sure what you should do or who you are, I would just run that pattern for a while and go inner, finer, and better balance and mix up the character. And after a while, you'll know what you should do. It's obvious. A third piece, which we won't get into, as that energies, center, character, as that gets better, the world you're in will start to dance to your tune, will start to reciprocate. Okay. So, but that's another story. But give me a pen. Oh, I'm getting a little ahead, but I think we have time. Oh my God, where's time go? Oh, sensei, like this. Can you see that? Can you see that? He liked that. Okay. The interpretation is, here's your center line, body, okay, all that, and here's the realm, the situation you're in, the realm you're in, the world you're in, the universe you're in, the creation we're in. So that was that. Okay, you like that? And here is this guy, true self. Okay, whew. Getting fancy. And if we continue these Friday night sessions, I'll get into some of the bigger pieces of things. Can we do the center one more level? Okay. I hope the newer people are hanging in there with us. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. If we're doing a process like this, and we do 2, when you get kind of a flavor of 2, and then we lose you when we go to 3, don't throw first stance and then 1 away. Practice with it. Be happy with your 1, even though your neighbor's going to 2 and the next guy is going to 3. If you can only do 1, that's fine. Don't throw this doorway away or this first sense of center. Okay, just keep hanging out, and that center will lead to the next center. So don't freak out if you're in grammar school and your buddies in high school and your cousins in college. Don't freak out. You can't, don't throw grammar school away because you're not in high school or college. That's your trip. You start wherever you start. Okay. What's that phrase? PKs, is that the phrase? It's a middle America phrase. means the preacher's kids. Preacher's kids, PK, I think we call them PKs. In the Midwest, they used to use that term, the preacher's kids. I didn't start as a preacher's kid. I started as a collar rolled up, leather jacket, fuck you kind of guy. It's where I started. But just da, I end up here. Okay. So you start where you start. Okay. The point is, here will always be here, and finer will always be there available. Okay. Oh, story. Shit. Quick story. So to check this out, in Japan, I was had a lot of experience by then in meditation and stuff, but I wanted to check things out. So let's say in meditation, I'd reach a point that was very nice, very humming, very special. I felt special, whatever. Okay, I'd go and get drunk, which was easy in Japan in those days. And then I'd dash back home and sit and see if this place still existed, or if by being drunk, it was gone forever. If it was saying, no, you're a sinner, you're not allowed here. And you're following me? And what I found out was that this great place, this whatever level that was, level 5, was still there. But because I was drunk, it took me longer to get there. But you know what? It was still there. I thought that was fantastic, that it was always there. It was just a matter of me coming back to the doorway and through the doorway and allowing an experience. I was grateful for that. It was always there where it's at. Okay. And then I tried it again, being very angry, and then trying it out. Same thing. It was still there. Took me a little bit longer because I was really pissed off. So it took me a bit longer to get here, but lo and behold, there it was. It was always there. Okay, so center. You want a couple minutes, 2 minutes left. Center. We were at 4? 4, last one? Okay, make sure you're here. Okay, easy. Kind of rush through with feeling. There's level 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4. Okay, and as I open some more, easy, inner finer, it's the next finer dimension. There's a level 5. Easy, there is a center here, easy. Ooh, this one's different. I can already feel a strong glow, even though I'm sort of approaching it here. Sense a strong glow from it. Now, don't make up stories, easy. Experience it, level 5, easy. My sense is it's deeper and the base is a bit wider. So noted, easy. A moment to feel that deeper, wider base. But level 5, center. Strong glow. Okay, so what's the texture of the center? It's not metal, it's glowing. So it's not hard, it's more diffused energy, no energy, careful, more diffused. Okay, so it's like, I don't say energy, but I have to say energy. It's like an energy pipe. It's not metallic. If I hit it, I wouldn't hear it knock. It's like energy. Okay. And so there's the shape of it. There's the texture of it. What's the aliveness here? Level 5, easy. For a moment, I don't know. Easy. It's there. It will show. It will be experienced. Yeah, just a bunch of finer, I'd say energy again, bunch of finer, you know. Okay. All right. So for me, what level that was my change from 4 levels of body. And then you get past body, but you continue. So body stopped at my feet, but energy dimensions of me are deeper. Okay. The finer of me is more. All right. So right there, we might lose some people because they're losing this tangible human being sense and shifting into something that vibrates more. Okay. It's not a major, but it's like in a book, this is the next chapter. Later, maybe I have time, I'll try to lay that out a bit clearer, but I think that should be clear enough. Okay, again, that's starting to get semi-advanced. If we lost you at level 2 or 3 and you couldn't catch this, that's quite all right. Hey, I've been at this. I'm a natural. Okay, this is not my first go around in this ship. You dig? You hear what I'm saying? So, but it's there for you too. So don't panic if you couldn't get past 3. Hang out 1, 2, 3. That's what you do. You're going to be a better person at level 3 center than you are as a twerp with no center or knowledge of center. Okay, you're going to function better. You're going to be better here. You're going to deal with activities better, right? So if you can't go to 4, don't throw 1, 2, and 3 away. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Don't throw them away. Okay, yeah. It's here for all of us. It already is. You already are. But your first eye got so shrouded up, you forgot. Okay, it's easy to go negative. You're all torqued in. But as you untorque, it's here. It's always been here. We don't have to create it. We just have to open up and it'll show it's there and it can be experienced. And you realize, oh, this is me. Okay. And for those people, unfortunately, many Aikidos who think center is just something physical. So look at me, I'm centered. I didn't fall over. Look at, I didn't fall over. It's like, dear God, people, come on. Inner, finer center. Okay. Inquire. Thank you. Thank you.
So everybody, Sensei will be back in just a minute for a short break, and then he'll take questions, and he'll sit and have a cup of coffee with us. Please, you can speak if you want now. If you have questions, please send them via chat, and we'll try and ask Sensei your questions. I want to remind everybody that donations are welcomed. They're voluntary, but they are welcome. And in the emails that announced the class, there was a link where you can make a donation as you like. Also, please be aware that Richard Moon Sensei will teach a class via this virtual dojo tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific. It's open to anybody that's here tonight. So if you have questions that you'd like to address to Nadeau Sensei, please send via Zoom chat as part of this meeting.
Lauren, may I?
Please, Richard Moon.
Just wanted to let people know, we've been talking about putting together a dialogue session. Right now, we're planning on scheduling it Monday night, the 20th, 6:30 p.m., same time as Bob's class. And it won't be a class, it'll be a conversation. There's anyone who'd like to get together and talk about Aikido pretty much on any level. We've invited Chris Thorson to facilitate. It's an idea to give all of you a chance to speak to each other and all of us as a group, as well as pass on a few of the skills of dialogue so that each of you can maybe gather together